Let's try that again. Hi, everybody. Welcome to
my
welcome. We have all three ladies here today, Lily and Madeline and Amanda. And we hope you're having a wonderful... Okay, they probably couldn't hear that because your mouth was full. So let's chew up that bite and then you can tell us, okay? Get your napkin over there. So yes, today we are here to talk about snack time, lunchtime, but snack time. We're kind of grazers for lunch. We just eat snacks pretty much all afternoon, and then we eat big breakfast and dinner. So, but snack time is one of our favorites. Snack time learning today. What fun activities you can do at home to learn during snack time. I know snack time can just be a nice break too. Sometimes I just do snack time as eating, but I'm just here to give you some thoughts and ideas, especially if you're like starved for stuff to keep your kids busy. This is a good way to implement eating and learning. Once again, I understand if you're like, oh, I need a break during snack time. Yes, Madeline, I'm eating biscuit. But I'm a big advocate as a public educator, a previous public educator, of implementing, as many learning activities throughout the day as possible. So even though snack time is a good time to just sit down and have a break, it is also good if you can give your kids, if they're old enough to do independent type activities. I have some stuff there too. But it's as simple as, Lillian, what's our letter of the week this week?
Whoa.
Oh, that's a number. What's the letter?
C is
for
cookie
and cat. So we're doing the letter C this week. So I made our snacks today are letter C themed. So we have our cookies that we made yesterday. That was actually our craft yesterday, making cookies. Elaine's going to eat one now. And they're actually coconut cookies, and coconut starts with
C.
We have Cheerios. Cheerios start with
C.
And celery, which starts with
C.
Yeah, celery, and they're called Anthena log, but celery snack. This is my favorite way to eat celery, so of course that's the way we're going to eat it. Celery with peanut butter. And then our number this week is how many?
5.
Oh, that was last week.
1,
2. How many raisins did Mommy put on each of the celeries?
1, 2.
Good. So I just do a number, not really based on anything. I've just been picking smaller numbers to help her practice counting and things like that and recognizing the numbers. But it's just good to reinforce it. You're eating your cookie. So, that's a simple, that's an easy way just to make it a learning activity, is making your snack themed around maybe a letter that you're learning or a number that you're learning. And it can get, more complex from there. In terms of making it a little harder for older kids. Oh, cracker everywhere. In terms of making it harder for older kids, I mean, this isn't even harder, but this is a more math-based activity that'd be good for like a kindergarten age child, as you can make little placemats. I just use paper, and you write the numbers. You can do more complex numbers, especially if you're eating small things. I just do 1 through 5, and this little placemat we can use for any type of you can even use it for like marbles or things like that. But for any snack like Cheerios, we can practice counting with our Cheerios. So let me show them how it works. I'm going to tilt it down. Can you take out and count out 1, 2 Cheerios? Where's number 2? Good. How many Cheerios are there, Lillian?
1, 2.
Good. Can you count out 4 Cheerios? Where's the number 4 on here? Close. That's 1, 2, 3. Where's 4? Oh, does that look like 4? Let's see how many squares are there.
1.
Where do you think 4 is? Good guess again. There you go. That's 4. Can you put out 4 Cheerios?
That's a 1.
Teething biscuit everywhere. Count up 4. Put them in the squares.
What is 4?
Right there. 1. Count them up.
2. 1, 2.
Good. Keep going. Oh, not in that one. We got to put it in the same space. Where's the 4?
My hair.
Good. So how many do you have now?
1,
Eating teasing biscuit. Yep.
2. Like even
1.
2.
And then
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. Now, as she gets better at counting, the goal is that she doesn't have to recount them every time. As your kiddo gets older, hopefully they can keep track in their head. And that's really the goal as your child gets older, is that they should be able to keep track in their head of how many they've counted out. So as they reach for another Cheerio, they should be able to keep in mind, okay, I already, 1, 2, and they should be able to grab another one and then say 3, and then grab another one and say 4, instead of having to recount every time. But that's a skill they'll gain as they get older, and as they get more experience counting. So that's really important to just keep practicing with your little ones and get them used to that. Being able to remember, if you give them 3 Cheerios, okay, you have 3 Cheerios. I'm going to give you, 2 more Cheerios. So you have 3. How many more Cheerios? How many do you have total? They should be able to say, okay, 3, and then 4, 5. And then that will progress into you have 3, you have 2, and they should be able to add those up. So without counting them. But like I said, that just comes with practice. That's why stuff like this is so good for them to just practice. And if your kiddo's a little older, maybe 3 or 4 actual preschool age, then you should be able to just give them this little activity to do. And, if you have a baby, like, oh, you're, 4 years old, here's your snack time math activity. Count out Cheerios for each number on your snack plate. And then after you have your all counted out, you can eat them, or however you want to do it. It's a good way to get them to work on those counting numbers. I think I showed this before. Here's another one where I wrote out each number. And you could put dots on the numbers if you wanted to help them be able to do it. But basically, this activity is the same type of thought. Oh dear. Same type of thought. They take the Cheerios. I'm just showing them this activity. So they take the Cheerios and then they count out how many for each number. So this one's more of just an activity of identifying, once again, the number with the amount that you put there. And if you have a little one like Lillian, it'd probably be more helpful for me if I put a dot on each number. So like 1 dot on 1 for the 1 Cheerio, 2 on 2, so they can put the number there. This is a good one. You can make it even into flashcards, and you could have them use it as flashcards. If your kid is much older, maybe like 3rd, 4th grade and starting to do multiplication problems, you could have them, you could draw out like a little square of dots, and they could put the Cheerios on there and then start figuring out multiplication problems. So, like a matrix. You could make a matrix out of dots, and they could start counting out, and then 2 times 3, and then you have a total of 6 in a matrix. So that'd be another little activity. There's so many little things math-wise you can do for snacks. And like I said, we're doing letters, but you could do, that's Mommy's cookie. Hey, you.
Hey, you.
If you're still hungry, eat some celery, okay?
What?
I have a nap time, fussy baby. So I'm probably going to have to come back for the other portion of our activity. But, oh, really? Let me give you some puffs. If your kiddo is slightly older, instead of just doing the letter, you could have them work on spelling. That would be a good thing to do as well. Spelling out the words cookie and celery and things like that. And if your kid's even older than that, having them help prepare the snack. Fussy babies. Oh, yeah, puffs. Having them help prepare the snacks is always good, especially if it's like a measurement type activity. That'd be a good math one. If your kid's a little older, making a family trail mix. Half a cup of raisins, 1 cup of cereal. You gotta chew it. Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness. That's Mama's cookie.
Mama's cookie. The other thing I'm going to talk about is chores. I'll probably come back for that because I think this baby's fussy and tired, and I need to get her down for a nap. Yeah. So I'll come back a little bit, maybe later today or tomorrow. I'm going to do another video on chores. I'm going to start doing, I've been doing the homeschooling videos. I have a lot up there. So like I said, if there's anything you're looking for specifically, I can do it. But we've been working on preschool every day. We've been working on preschool every day. So I'm pretty much doing the same types of things over and over again. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow to show a craft. Oh yeah, I want to do a Mother's Day craft. So I'll probably come back in a few days to show off a Mother's Day craft that you can do. But a forewarning to my grandmas who watch, don't watch this episode because then you'll see your Mother's Day card. Since we, aren't going to the store very often, it's good to have a card, homemade card from your kiddos to the grandmas. You can send in the mail. They'll really like it. And I will be back. I'm going to do another video or two this week, at least one on some helpful mom tips in terms of, things you can work on, skills you can work on, chores, potty training, etc. later this week. And then, yeah, I'll be back later because this baby needs a nap. So Lillian, can you say bye-bye?
Bye again.
We'll see you later.